First off, I would just like to start this video by saying we all know that gambling is like one of the coolest things you can do. You know what I mean? In theory, in a given bet, right? Or gamble, you're just one bet away. You're one choice away from being a multimillionaire. That's really all it is. Now, also, you might be one bad choice away from losing everything. But what kind of negative Nancy focuses on that aspect of gambling? Sure, in order for gambling to work, most of the people putting money in probably need to lose. Your odds of winning astronomically low in certain circumstances, but listen, buddy, I'm sure that all those other people are just suckers. Okay? You have the chance to change your life today. Now, almost immediately, I feel the need to say that everything I just said is a joke. YouTube, do not get mad at me for endorsing gambling, okay? It's just a very interesting topic. You know, I'm not above clowning on Drake, obviously. But for a man like him, it's very easy for him to glamorize gambling because the money he's gambling might not even be his because of sponsorships, but also him losing $500,000 is nothing. The problem comes when regular ass people do it, you know, and usually the problem is they win. Let's say they bet 1,000, they win 10K. You know, they've bet what to them is a good chunk of money, but now they've made like some real good money. A lot of people, when they get their big win, let's be real, they would probably think, I should be more secure with this money. The problem is those gambling addicts, they say, I just won $10,000. I need to immediately take this money that I was extremely lucky to win and gamble it on something else. Can I gamble my mortgage? Maybe. I probably should. I just won $10,000. My luck it's looking good for me. I need to gamble the mortgage because I'm just going to end up winning a mansion, if you think about it. Eventually, I'm going to win a mansion. Eventually, you are going to win. It's not looking good. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because of this subreddit drama post, which, I'm not going to lie, it caught my attention. OP posts an r/digital nomad that his girlfriend doesn't want to quit her job and travel around the country with him in an RV. By the way, immediate red flag. You guys remember that girl that was an influencer and her boyfriend, I guess, was also an influencer? They were supposed to be traveling the world in their van. They didn't get very far because he murdered her. I don't know if that was confirmed or not, but she went missing. He was like, I don't get what happened. And then he went missing. So either he, or he left the country. I don't know. The point is, when your significant other starts to say things like, hey, I know things have been kind of stale for us lately. Maybe we should travel the country in a very small van, basically sleeping on top of each other. I know we really have hated each other's guts lately, but maybe we should travel the world in a very small vehicle. Usually a bad idea. Now, this is an RV, so this guy's clearly not going to do anything crazy. An RV is way different than a van. Nothing bad can come of that. And asked whether he should leave her. Users discovered that OP has been active in r/gambling addiction and r/Wall Street bets. Now, I'm assuming the post is still here. Partner doesn't want to join me. Negative 55 karma. Not a lot of posts. Not a lot of post karma, but this is an active account since 2016. So this would be a really elaborate fake. Me, 32, and her, 27. I work full-time from home, self-employed. She works as an employee at a brick and mortar. I told her to quit her job and we'll buy an RV, looking at luxury Class A's, and travel the country before settling down, getting married, and having kids. We have the money. She's only had the job 6 months. We've been together 5 years. She said she has no desire, but I feel like if I don't, I've wasted a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience something. Did any of you walk away from relationships? Do you regret it? Or was it ultimately the right thing to do? Or how did you convince them to come with you? And how was their experience? I've never been on r/digital nomad. It says r/digital nomads are individuals that leverage technology in order to work remotely and live an independent and nomadic lifestyle. Now, where this gets interesting is apparently his post history. This is where things get real interesting. You, active in r/gambling addiction and Wall Street bets. This is his remote job. Post from 220 days ago after some gambling losses. Can barely scrape together $1,000. Also you, hey honey, Quit your job. The fact that you work told her, or the fact that you wrote told her to quit her job instead of being a discussion, instead of it being a discussion. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Brain is broken. Feels significant. If you have different philosophies about life, you want to travel a lot and she doesn't, and that's a deal breaker for you, then maybe you can find someone better for you. From your post, I don't know if she really doesn't want to travel or just doesn't want to take the risk. If you provided more details about your finances, it could be possible for us to determine the level of risk that you are asking her to accept. At age 32, RV travel is not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's just your one chance to do it at age 32. You know, my grandpa has an RV. He's a big fan of the RV life. And one of my cousins does as well. However, they're both over the age of 50. They're actually both over the age of 60. So as it turns out, RV travel is in fact not a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Unless, of course, you haven't saved for a retirement at all because you take all the money that you get and you use it for gambling. You know these Wall Street bets people, you know? It's amazing. I've seen some Wall Street bets people that are truly really like smart, but they just like turn it off when it's time to maybe stop gambling so much. You know, they'll make one really really good decision that will make them a lot of money, and then instead of being like, this is when I need to take that money, this was a big risk, me earning this money, but I lucked out. I need to take this money and safely invest it. They don't do that. They just instead make another extremely risky investment that does not pay out for them. It happens all the time. It happens so much, dude. I don't know what it is. And this is a known thing. I've talked about this before. I have met some people in my professional life who truly are like theoretical geniuses. You know what I mean? Like in theory, they truly, like, they went to school and they learned about something that the average person couldn't even begin to comprehend, right? But that same person could fall for the blinker fluid meme. Like, they could be sold blinker fluid by a mechanic because they lack certain common sense. You know what I mean? The idea of Googling something for them is just... But however, you know, you need them to figure out the meaning of life through a math equation. They can do that. But, you know, they might put water in their gas tank. Whoopsie daisy. How much of her savings do you expect her to contribute? Now, this isn't organized very well, by the way. Normally, these subreddit drama people, they link me off to good responses. So I'm just going to kind of see what's going on. I kind of want to see what's going on with Nick Daddy 92 here. 18 plus. Kind of worried to check out what's going on here. Oh God. Okay. He does a bit of really cool. It looks like some Bitcoin, some Ethereum related stuff here. Confirm button not working 2 years ago. That's his problem. The confirm button hasn't been working. Gambling addiction. He's 2 years ago. The confirm button not working. This is MetaMask. ETH is Ethereum. I don't know enough about Bitcoin and Ethereum, stuff like that. I'm sure somebody will educate me. But it is interesting to see, you know, he's talking about this 2 years ago, but then 7 months ago, he's talking about his gambling addiction. And now 3 days ago, he's saying his partner doesn't want to join him. Got paid $3,000. And my first thought is, I can double this on the tables. I need to stop myself. Oh, God. Oh, he's a moderator of a community. Very cool. Listen, you're already kind of, there's a red flag kicking off at the idea of just randomly traveling the country. You think this is the only opportunity you have. Do you owe money to somebody that could put your life in danger? I don't know. I don't want you to traffic your wife or something. You know, that's what I always worry about with these dudes who lose a bunch of money. That they'll be like, hey, babe, we're just going to take the RV over to Mexico. No, this hotel's legit. Don't worry. Take this Benadryl. What do you mean you can't feel your kidneys anymore and you have a huge scar? Don't worry, babe. We're going to keep traveling until I need more money. Then we might sell something else. We'll get there. What's the over-under that OP wants to become a digital nomad to avoid his gambling debts? Oh, God. This is what we miss by not having a summary up here. I make $10,000 a month and recently had a big win, lol. Are you gambling after that big win? Of course. There's no happy ending for you. I hope you realize you can gamble responsibly. It's hard, but you can. It is very hard. It's so hard that he's most likely not doing it because he realized he had a problem 7 months ago, but he's back at it. It's so over for this guy. If someone gambling responsibly somehow got a big win, that would mean it's time to quit forever. But the only way someone gambling responsibly hits a big win is incredible long shots, a Christmas lottery ticket, a perfect March Madness bracket, $20 on the horse with the worst odds in one of the Triple Crown races. That's true. And the reason why those end up working out is it's just ridiculous odds, but you're putting in a little and you're winning a lot. Take that a lot and just stop taking big risks. You were taking risks with $20 before. You don't need to take risks with $20K. That's a bit more money. To some people, an extra $20K is life-changing. Like yearly, over the course of a year, $20K, it might not seem like anything, but you add $20K to some people's overall salary for that year, and that's, they're living a bit. If they can already pay their bills, they can take that $20K and they can put it into some safe investment. They might not be making a ton, but that's extra money that could just go towards anything. It's extra money that could go towards retirement. These gamblers don't know any better. But the only way we already read that. Otherwise, a big win means they were risking a big loss. And if gambling responsibly is hard for you, then by definition, you cannot gamble responsibly. You will hit a big win, lose it, going double or nothing, and then take on life-ending debt trying to get it back. Gambling responsibly is like drinking responsibly, and that it's entirely possible assuming you're not an addict. Very true. Come on. Let's get some summaries here. There's a lot going on. 220 days from I just need to stop, I ruined my finances to you can gamble responsibly. It's not easy work, but luckily it's worthwhile and respectable. Addict behavior is really funny if you can remove all the life-ruining badness around it. Like, boy, all I want to do today is not gamble. I gotta remember that I lost everything over this pathetic shit. Today's the day I stand up to take my life back. But he's saying all this at a blackjack table. Which is, this person says it's ironically funny, but also depressing. It truly is. I know a lot of these memes. You really are. You are just one bet away from striking it big. But you're also a lot of bets away from, there needs to be losers. That's the thing, when it comes to gambling, in order for there to be big winners, there need to be a lot of small losers. And those are the addicts. Those are the ones that continuously just throw away money so that the rich can remain richer. Because the rich remain rich because they knew when to pull out. You don't know when to pull out. You're the sucker. You're the one that keeps, you keep the casinos going because you keep coming in and wasting your money. If everyone is winning, then there wouldn't be casinos because the casinos wouldn't be able to make money. Honestly, he probably should break up with her. He's got a gambling addiction and apparently a high degree of acceptance of risk and uncertainty. Sounds like his girlfriend does not. I think that's a very valid point. I think traveling around around the country in an RV would be fun if you're rich and retired, or 25, and or still at that age where moving from place to place is something romantic and fun. I can't imagine it now, though. I like my house and the comfort it provides. I, too, like a house. However, I understand where these fan people are coming from. It's just been forever tainted by that one girl that was she ever, I think they found her body, right? It leaves a bad taste in the mouth, the traveling the country in a van or an RV, randomly, just kind of up out of nowhere. OP proudly posts a screenshot of his gambling stats to prove that he's not a loser. Spent $1,105,000, so $3,000, a huge gain. Imagine gambling more money than most people will ever see and proudly posting your 3K game as though you couldn't have made more than that with a savings account and a bit of patience. Also, what is the timing on this? Because if you spent, is this over the course of a month? Because this says he won 10K in a month. I'm assuming this is over the course of a year. You spending $1 million, 1.5, whatever. If you won $3,000 throughout the year, that's not enough. I think we really need to evaluate. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe he worded it strange. Do people forget about that breaking even? You break even, you spend a lot of money. You're still at zero. You still have to pay the bills. I had a big win, lol. Are you still gambling? Of course. Wall Street Bets users are most likely always the ones making the worst takes in any given. That's kind of true. I don't have any problem with these Wall Street Bets people, but when y'all always have like the same profile icon, like the little Reddit dude with like cash and like a suit, some of y'all have really thrown out some interesting takes, not just on money, but just like everything. There's like a 50% chance that the person that has like one of those Wall Street Bets looking ass profile pictures is going to say some wild shit. Not to make OOP's situation worse, but I have some questions about the stability and legality of his work from home too. Yeah, all I need is an internet connection and that fucking dog in me. Oh my god. That dog in me. Hell yeah. That's scary. That's straight up. All I need is an internet connection and that dog in me. That's usually not what people that are doing data entry say. If you're doing data entry for your work from home job, you're usually not saying, "Now I got that dog in me this morning. I went through so many Excel spreadsheets." That doesn't happen. That's a gambler's mindset. The nomad and expat subs in general are full of people who think they can just rock up to some country on a tourist visa and work from home. It's more aggravating when the country in question is a developing country because of the sense of entitlement of these nomads. Interesting. His girlfriend doesn't want to quit her job and travel around the country with him in an RV. The nerve of some women. Love that he uses I'm lifetime even and I earn $10K a month. Like, bro, no, you don't. You earn slightly higher than $0 a month. This is what I'm talking about. Imagine having a job where some months you get your wage and other you have to pay your boss to work there. Then at the end of the year, you see the amount you've been given is equal to what you've been paid to work, and you're saying, I broke even at work this year. That's what I'm saying. If throughout the course of a year, he spent $1 million, but he made $1 million, $1,003,000, then you really only made $3,000. You understand what I'm saying here? It's not looking good. I'd also like to add that he's into crypto, but that's sort of given when you've got Wall Street Bets plus gambling addiction. These crypto bros, I don't really go too much into them. I think the biggest problem I have with a lot of the crypto sphere is they really scam like too many people. Like, just stop scamming people. You make your quick money. Stop doing it scamming people. That's what annoys me. But it's mainly celebrities doing that with the whole pump and dump. They get some bullshit like doo-doo coin that pops up and they try to pump it up, but then they sell when things kind of, hit the high, and then it just drops off, and it's like, oh, everyone's left there holding the bag. Like, what the fuck? It's true crime podcast in the making. You guys that know about the van thing know exactly what I'm talking about, or what this guy's talking about. I'm surprised the top comment isn't, yes, break up with her for her sake. Digital nomad is just gentrified homelessness. That whole subreddit is stupid. Sad to read. Can we get the GF on the account? Think it would be better to talk to her? Yeah, it would be much better if we could just warn her right now that, like, listen, I'm sure you love this guy. You're sticking with him through all this crazy stuff, but he's got a problem that he's admitted to, and then he's admitted he had a problem. Then 7 months later, he's talking about how you can gamble responsibly. It's not good. There are two types of Wall Street Bets users. There's people that understand finance and are there to meme and laugh at the other users. That's very true. This is why I say 50% of the time, it's a 50-50 chance they'll say something crazy, because there's a lot of these Wall Street Bets users that I've seen genuinely smart, like, financial related advice being given. Not just flat out advice, because I guess they can't, they have to, like, oh, this isn't advice. But they're truthfully really smart, and they know what they're doing. But there's a lot, like, Wall Street Bets wasn't it the home of the guy? There was a guy who, he had an option. Was it a call? I don't even remember what the point is. He was trying to predict. I can't remember if he was trying to predict if a stock was going to hit a certain low point or a certain high point by a certain amount. He ended up being terribly, terribly wrong. And he was watching his account basically jump down into like negative 200,000 or something crazy. You could literally, as he opened up the account and you could see the huge drop, you could hear like his soul dying. He let out like a noise. It was like a or something, like his life being thrown out. That was funny to observe, because he was speaking with. It's rough because you hate to see someone's life being thrown away, but it's funny because they speak with such confidence and almost a little bit of a smugness to him that when it happens to him, you go, well, guess you should have been a little bit more secure with your investments, buddy. Calls, options, puts are not for everybody. I wouldn't want to do it. Gambling other people's money on the stock market? No thanks. No thank you. I'll take my safe investments. They've been working out for me. Is it boring? Maybe. But it's safe. I got people to take care of. There's two types of Wall Street bet. We read that. The others, users are delusional or fine with losing insane amounts of money. They're the Drakes. They lose 500K. Who cares? Because they have 400 million. Oh no, I lost. I went to go pay for a McDouble and I dropped the McDouble. That's what losing $500,000 is to them. Whoops, I dropped my McDouble that I paid $2 to $3 for, depending on where you live. I think they're like, what are they, $8 in California? I studied econ, which isn't the same as finance, but I understand enough of it to know I want no part of the high-risk trading going on in there. Options trading is extremely risky, and it's so random that a tweet from a billionaire could fuck your well-thought-out research analysis. I have to agree with that nowadays, especially these people that are doing options with anything related to Elon. You never know what Elon's going to say to completely just ruin your shit. Anyone that's done options on anything Tesla related, I've seen people that have done it. You never know if Elon is just going to randomly make a video of him just like fingering his ass one day, and it's going to be like, okay, drop the stock, Brian. Like, okay, I guess I'm forever ruined because Elon stuck his finger in his ass live on X.com. Options trading is risky. You're better off putting your money into a fund where people have full-time jobs doing that. Manage your money. I still remember Purple Mattress, you degenerates. What about Purple Mattress and investing? I have no knowledge of this history, but it sounds interesting. The idea is to buy stocks low and sell stocks high and pocket the difference. You can also bet that it will go down. The problem with blue chips is that they're already high and the good company's stock is generally stable. The big money is in lowly valued stocks that for some reason will increase a lot. Some of the products are ridiculous, but for various reasons the stock price might jump. GameStop, Purple Mattress, there's a bunch of them that made money off DGT because everyone knew a ton of money would flood in initially and decrease gradually over time. But Purple Mattress seemed like one of those that the product sucks, so why would you invest in it? But that didn't stop a bunch of people from making high-risk wagers on it, and it did spike. I'm not saying this is this is what happened, but there are ways people game the system. Purple Mattress was the first thing that happened after I followed that sub, and it was wild. Yeah, the funniest thing about the GameStop situation was you had a lot of big companies that were very upset that these Redditors were doing something that they would normally do. They were hoping for the failure of the GameStop stock. Wall Street Bets is known Nazi hangouts. She needs to leave him alone. Really? I didn't know that. I haven't seen, to be honest, I don't follow the sub. I've just seen very funny posts related to that sub. Gambling is like drugs, except I can see the reason why drugs should be decriminalized. I want to see the full discussion here. What is the top comment? This guy's wild. This guy's a party guy. Just because you value it doesn't mean she has too. Maybe that's a deal breaker, maybe it isn't. Time to do some soul searching. You aren't married, so she's the one taking on 100% of the risk and money-wise if this doesn't work. And also, she might end up dead based on how these things work. I've walked away from most of my relationships. The ones I haven't, they've walked away from me. You're describing a significant incompatibility with your partner. Whether it is a deal breaker, that's something only you all can decide. You're a long-termer. Very long-termer. Sound really self-focused. Y'all got controversial? What would be controversial in this type of sub? She deserves better, maybe? Every time someone says my partner, I immediately think they're homosexual. I don't want a woman to hold me back from anything, but then again, I have self-respect and confidence, which is something most modern men lack. I'd never ask Reddit what to do in a situation like this. Dude, it's simple. Give her an ultimatum. RV life or bust. She's only 27. What does she know about life? You're the older one, so you're obviously going to know what's best for both of you. If she really loves you, she'll come around and realize this is an amazing opportunity. If not, then she's clearly not the one for you. Don't worry about regrets. You'll find someone else who's willing to drop everything and follow your dreams. Plus, who needs a job when you have an RV in the open road? This is rough. This is rough. Somebody's gonna die here. I have a bad feeling. She should never quit her job to join a boyfriend. Get married first, then discuss it. It's never an easy decision. Corny and cliche, but the truth is, you only live your life. You live your life once. It's important to gamble because you're not going to be able to gamble when you're dead. That's kind of the big problem with gambling is you can't do it when you're dead. If I could gamble in the afterlife, then wouldn't that be cool? Lots of silly drama in this thread. There's a very simple solution. Rent an RV for a month and go on the trip by yourself. Pregnant her, bro? I need to make sure that everyone understands that this is a bad idea. We do not need that to happen. We do not need that to happen. A, you're not married. B, you already regret not trying the trip/lifestyle and you're blaming her for missing it. Life is too short. A friend of mine took a 3-month backpacking trip before his senior year and anniversary. He loved the trip and still talks about how amazing it was. 15 plus years later, I can see the impact of that 3-month backpacking trip just looking at his LinkedIn profile resume. Seriously, read that again. The people he met directly lead to his first real job after graduation and his next 2 jobs after that. Sometimes, man, this seems like a gamble too. This is horrible advice. Hey, man, there's plenty of people that went on that backpacking trip and didn't learn jack shit. Oh, God. Do not buy an RV. There are no consumer protection laws for them, like lemon laws. It just doesn't. Okay, this guy's just giving good advice on buying an RV. There's no lemon laws for RVs. You could just buy a piece of shit on accident. I guess don't buy a used one or a new one because there can be new lemons. You can buy new and used lemons. In theory. Oh, God. Walk away. Walk away from any relationship where you feel like you get to tell your partner to do something. Do her this. Ooh. I have bad feelings. Please believe her and go. No, she doesn't want to go. I'm the one who wants to go. Grow up, mate. You don't ask the internet if you want to be with your partner more than you want to buy an RV and go rowing. That's a you choice. True, that is a you choice. I've walked away from most of my... Okay, we got that. It feels selfish to end the relationship over it, but I don't know. It feels silly of her to not want to... It feels silly for her to not want to do it. I got to get out of here. This is making me feel sad. I'm feeling sad. Oh, I hope she breaks up with you. I really do. I'm sorry, man. And then you can travel the world in your RV or whatever. I just have a bad feeling about you, you know? You noticed that you had a problem 6 months ago or 7 months ago, and now you're talking about how you made 10K in the past month. But you made... I don't want to do this. I made a comment in a video saying, I'm not about to do math. Somebody actually commented, you're getting paid for doing this video. You need to do the math. I think on that video I made 2 cents. So I'm going to be honest with you. My level for getting paid to do math, a bit higher than 2 cents. I'll read the math. You want me to solve it? What am I, an accountant? For 2 cents? See, I understand money. I don't know. The point is, be careful. Gambling addiction is rough. If you know someone that has a gambling addiction, you should probably call somebody. I don't know what the number is. Gambling addiction hotline? 1-800-GAMBLER. That's a good name for it. You should call 1-800-GAMBLER. It can connect you to a variety of resources related to gambling-related issues. The specific services and resources available through 1-800-GAMBLER may vary depending on the region you are calling from, but may include information and education about problem gambling, including its signs and symptoms. I think we know the signs and symptoms to an extent. So, just maybe call that number if you're the girlfriend. But, he did ask. He did kind of ask. Or maybe he didn't ask? No, he did ask. He's going to do it, I guess. He's asking people questions about whether or not it's worth it. My point is that girlfriend should break up with him and should run away, or she ends up, in a swamp somewhere, like that one girl that traveled in the van with the guy did. That's QTEEP's advice in this situation. You got to look out for that.